Welcome to This Works Marketing, where 3 decades of proven experience has launched products, built brands, and generated profits. These are the stories behind the businesses that have been built. Today on This Works Marketing, we're going to talk about a conversation I had with the founder of a company that absolutely went 180 degrees in their business from an OEM to a direct-to-consumer, and they're all in. Hey everybody, my name's Ken Carey. I'm a direct sales expert for the last 30 years, working with big companies, small companies, entrepreneurs, and every size company in between, all the way up to the biggest brands in the world. And we have generated over $6.5 billion in sales for our clients. So this has been a really interesting week. And before I get into that, happy Good Friday, everybody, and hope everybody has a wonderful Easter. I know this is one of the most religious weeks and 2 weeks for just about every religion. Hope everybody has a wonderful time celebrating what they're celebrating. All right, back to what we were doing this week. So we were very, very busy with a couple of clients this week and had some very, very interesting conversations, specifically with one client, with the chief marketing officer and the co-founder of the company. I can't get into who the company was, and I can't even get into who these individuals were, but I can talk about specifically what they're doing as a company and why they're doing it and why it makes so much sense. So anyways, we're shooting this direct-to-consumer campaign for one of the largest security companies and growing security companies in the business. And when I was talking to the co-founder of the company, I was asking him a little bit about how the business got started and why the change into direct-to-consumer. And it was a very interesting question, a very interesting answer to my question, because what he said was, listen, for many, many years, we were an OEM manufacturer, meaning they were the original manufacturer of a product that they would basically sell to another company who sold it to other big companies of the actual product that they made. They happened to make a chip. So, and that was a good business. And then, but what their challenge was in the back of their minds, they had this idea for a consumer-friendly product that they felt absolutely served a need in the marketplace, solved a problem that was of all the other products that were in the marketplace. It solved a problem that they didn't, and specifically what their customers wanted. And I'll get back to that in a second. And they felt like if they continued to be an OEM manufacturer, they couldn't solve those other problems because it left the marketing, it left the strategizing to other companies, and that may not be what they want to accomplish. But them, as a core company, that's what they wanted to accomplish. So they said, well, okay, let's fix that. Let's put that model on just pivot it and make a 180-degree turn from an OEM manufacturer to a direct-to-consumer manufacturer. So, without getting into too mmany details that would get me in trouble, I'm going to go ahead with that story. So, knowing they have a wonderful product that solves a problem for people at their homes and solves a problem that other security companies were not doing. So, with that information, they did some research and they did some studies. And within that study, they found out specifically by asking their customers that they had for some of their other products that they could have access to, and doing a research with customers that have an interest in their category, and said, instead of us trying to create a product that we think you're going to like, that we think is fantastic, and these guys are engineers, so what they think is fantastic may not be what the user thinks is fantastic. And believe me, I heard it from their mouth directly. And they knew that. So by doing those questions and doing that research, they found out 3 very, very important things. Again, I can't get into the details of those very, very important things, but those 3 features solved problems that their customers had and they wanted solved. So my point here is they went direct to their consumers, their customers, asked them what they wanted, and then built a product to serve that problem. When they did that, at that point, they developed the product and they raised money on a Kickstarter campaign. And the Kickstarter campaign did extremely well. But then they took another step. With those thousands of customers they got on their Kickstarter campaign, they asked more questions. And what those questions really came down to was it validated the product that they made. So they said, we've got the right thing. So now they're going to take their business and they're going to be in control. Because like I said before, as an OEM chip manufacturer, they were not in control. And they really couldn't control their profitability, they couldn't control their sustainability, and they couldn't control how they're going to make products in the future to serve their customers. They wanted that control. So they decided to make from an OEM to a direct-to-consumer business. So they launched that product, and they did very well on digital. They did very well on some shopping channels, and they did very well on social media. But they definitely knew that in order to scale their business, in order to tell their complete story, they knew that they were not maximizing what they were doing on digital, social, and another shopping channel. They knew that. The potential for their business was so huge, they just weren't getting to the scalability that they wanted. So they approached us, and now we're building a direct-to-consumer campaign, and we're doing social, we're doing digital, but we're adding television to the mix. And what is going to happen is there's going to be a lot of eyeballs, and there's going to be a lot of time to explain the product, to answer the problems that they know customers are having specifically, demonstrate all of that, and have some great validation to that. So they can tell that entire story about their product that is going to sell that product into new customers, and it's going to get them from digital and social to the mass of television, and it's going to make a huge impact on their business. And I went over the possibilities with them. I went over their financial forecasts and all this kind of stuff, and it's a big thing to this company, and it's going to be a game changer for them. The other reason they're going direct to consumer, and I think this is a really important point, and I hope that this adds value to companies out there that have a direct to consumer channel or considering having a direct to consumer channel, or I'm going to emphasize and push people to really start considering it and getting their research and finding out why and all the things, because I just said earlier, it is a wonderful way to control your business, to control your profitability, to scale your business, and you know the levers to pull that is going to help you accomplish those goals. So with that in mind, what's going to happen is when it reaches the masses and selling product, I said to them, so when you do that, what else is the biggest benefit to that? And the number one reason was that now, because we're a company that's a direct-to-consumer business, we have to be accountable for every marketing dollar, and we need to know where sales are coming from. We need to know the money that we're spending and what's the ROI on it immediately. And that way we can make really intellectual financial decisions on how we're going to scale our business, because we have to know the data. The data is going to tell us where our media dollars are going, what's working, what isn't working, how it's raising visibility and sales in other channels. so they can have an accurate day-to-day forecast on what they're spending and how it's returning to them right away. Now, that's the, I'm going to say, the dictionary explanation of what a direct-to-consumer channel can do. That's just like perfect. So because they're so driven on what they're spending out and what it's bringing in and how it raises all their other channels and know how to financially forecast in other ways, now they have a business they can scale forward or back depending on what's happening. They can scale with promotions, they can work with their retailers, they can move their online sales, they can do their television sales. They can control that, and it's going to be super, super huge to them because now they're going to get outside of this one little television channel on a shopping channel and get to the masses. And that's what it's going to give them the ability to do, which is tell the story of their product that they've never been able to do in digital and social. They've been able to, like I said, they've been able to do it on other shopping channels, which is great, but that's just that little universe there. It's not the main universe. And they're going to they're going to be able to do something that's very unique, and I'm going to get into it right now because I sat down with the co-founder of the company. We were doing an interview on the set, actually, and I was asking him about, okay, so when you get in direct-to-consumer business, a lot of people think about, well, I have a consumable. I have either a beauty skincare product that I'm going to use over a 30, 60, 90-day period, or it's going to be a skin complexion, or it's going to be a supplement, or it's going to be, clothing rental, or whatever the consumable is, razor blades, whatever that consumable is. That's a perfect market for direct-to-consumer marketing on television and a multi-channel direct-to-consumer strategy and campaign. That's perfect. But what if you don't have that ability? What if you're a company that sells a great product and you're not charging subscriptions, you're not charging other things that give you that reoccurring income? Then what do? Why is that such an amazing thing to be involved in? And here was his answer. He said, listen, we launched this business, and it's a multi-million-dollar business, and it's going to be 10 times that soon. We launched this business by asking our customers what they want. And then we designed that product because we're engineers, we're experts at doing that. And we're gonna tell that story by coming to experts that help them do that. But that's how we launched our business. And he said, our sustainability as a company, as a direct-to-consumer marketer, is as we sell this product, we're going to ask our customers, what are the features would they like? Is there something that you'd like in another category? Is there something that our core competence can answer? And what's amazing to me, and I honestly thought he was going to say, yeah, we're working on it. Actually, what he said to me was, we have a portfolio of products that our customers told us that they wanted, that we're in the process of doing the engineering right now to make that happen, for at least 12 products. For at least 12 products. I did the math a little bit, and I'm saying, okay, let's just say each one of those products has a lifetime of 2 years. That's 24 years of potential products that they know their customers are going to buy, and they know they can continue to scale their business on because their customers already said they're going to do it. And as they fill the funnel with more customers, that's going to get even more profitable. So what he just said to me was, our long-term profitability strategy is basically for 24 years. Now, I don't know about you, but if you could get a long-term profitability and sustainability strategy for the next 24 years, wouldn't that be of interest to you? I already know the answer to that. Of course it would. And you don't have to be, I'm not going to say you're not going to be totally susceptible to markets. You are, but you're going to be less susceptible because your customers are already telling you they love your product, They know what they want. You know you can deliver it to them. So your risk or your vulnerability to markets is going to be a lot less because you're talking directly to your consumers. And that was another one of the things that came out in this conversation that was so amazing. He says, we have such engagement with our customers. We know what's good, what's bad, what could be better. We just know so much because they tell us and we communicate with them. And that simple direct-to-consumer communication is going to give them so much long-term sustainability. It's crazy. So I wanted to talk about that today because I think sometimes when you talk about direct-to-consumer, it gets a little, some people seem to pigeonhole it into a consumable product or a monthly subscription. Those are fantastic, but if you have a product that is a one-time sale, you can still be in the direct-to-consumer consumable. I'm going to say just reoccurring income business by just doing it a different way, and that's by listening to your customers. So it was fascinating. We had just a great shoot, and we're really excited about launching this product. It'll be May this year, and we are aligning with some of their promotions that they're doing with their business. But it's going to be an awesome journey because it's just such a different angle in direct-to-consumer and how they're going to be able to be profitable in the long term than other ways. So if I can just implore the people who listen to this show and listen to this podcast and watch this show and read these vlogs that we make out of each one of these live presentations, is that if you're a business that has a product or service and you're not building a direct-to-consumer channel to your business, or you have a direct-to-consumer channel and you don't know how to scale it and you don't know if television is for you, I can just tell you it is. And of course you have to be in line with all your other direct-to-consumer strategies and all the platforms you're going to work on. But if you're not doing that now, or you don't have it in your future as a business strategy, I just can't make a big enough, I just employ companies to start considering that. Because once markets change, other things out of your control start to affect what you do, now you're vulnerable. And the key to business is, in my mind, in this case, is to not be vulnerable anywhere. And if you can create that magic shield, if you will, a direct-to-consumer channel is possibly something that can work for you. And it doesn't have to be a subscription anymore. It could be other ways. Just need to think creatively, need to work with people who know what they're doing. So I hope this is helpful. If you find this helpful for you, and if you know that someone else might be able to glean some value from this, I'd really appreciate it if you'd share it. If you have any questions, you can email us. You can get me at Ken P. Carey at Instagram. If you want to leave me a message, DM me anything, that'd be awesome. And you can go to our webpage and leave us a question, and we'll get back to you. So that's it for today. Have a good Friday, everybody. Have a good holiday coming up, and we look forward to speaking to you next week. See ya.